Chamber This Morning, presented by the Clinton Area Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber this morning, and again in studio with us is Lesley Webster. Of course, Saturday, RAGBRAI rolled into town. How did it go, Lesley?
I think it went fantastic. We had a great time. All of the volunteers that worked did. There are always going to be some glitches, but overall, I think it went really smoothly. And so I was excited.
You know, when you're dealing with that many people and over quite a stretch of time,
Right.
actually, you know, things are going to happen, but for the most part, successful.
Yes, yeah, it was fantastic. And it was just really cool to see all these people coming in from all over. And they're talking about how they're riding with, you know, their kid for the 5th time or whatever it is. Or a lot of them will say, oh, I met this person on RAGBRAI 17 years ago, and now we're riding together every year, things like that.
Did you get an opportunity to talk to some of the riders and get some of their stories, Leslie?
A little bit. I will say most of my day was spent not doing that, but a little bit here and there. And we had one lady that came up, and it was when I was working in the dip area, and she was, you could tell, very distraught. And she was getting ready to leave, and we said, don't you want to dip your tire? And she said, I just don't have time. And she walked away. And so my friend chased her down, and he said, let me get you up to the front here. We're going to get you to dip your tire. And she was just talking about like how she had kind of lost her group, and she was just feeling really discouraged. And so, you know, he just made her day, sent her down the road, got on the walkie-talkie and told all the volunteers, if you see my friend Marla coming down, make sure you greet her. So it's that kind of stuff that I love that we get to do and really impact people.
You know, it is quite an event, and Dan Zerp did a great job all week long for us, giving his updates as he went along RAGBRAI. Personally, I just could not imagine doing something like that.
Right. And I appreciated Dan too, because sometimes people, if you follow any of the social media, most people are very nice, but there's always going to be people on there complaining. And so there were a few people that would complain that they didn't like this boat ramp, which, by the way, this is a gorgeous boat ramp. I don't understand not liking it. But he would get on there and from his perspective say, well, this is a safe one. And then he would like give them all of the details. And it's like, oh, thank you for not making it be me that has to get on there.
Yeah, Dan did a great job. There's no doubt about that. So what's coming up next?
Well, very next is, and this is kind of a surprise thing, just been announced. We have, there's a short meeting on the 12th, I think it is. Yes, the 12th. So the city is preparing a $4 million project to renovate and add on to the marina and do some really cool things there. And we are applying for a grant. So that grant is due the 20th. And as part of that, we're going to have this meeting, just informational. Come on by, see the drawings, give some feedback. So that was just announced. I think it was on the Parks and Rec page yesterday. But the 12th down at the marina, come by and see that. So that's not...
Especially if you're a boat owner, I would imagine.
Exactly. So it's not really... that's not for tourists to come to town. That's people to come and do that. But we know that if we have an expanded marina, of course, we'll be able to bring in more tourists and things like that.
We are so fortunate. I've born and raised in Clinton, been on the Mississippi River my entire life. But because of this river, we get to host RAGBRAI because we're on the Mississippi and all the various other things, boats who will be coming into town.
Right. Are you talking about the big boats?
The big boats.
The big boats are coming into town on the 25th of this month. We have American Countess. So if you're interested in helping with that, send me an email, cvb@clintonia.com. We'll be having a volunteer meeting, I believe, next Wednesday. I will have those details hopefully sooner rather than later.
And again, people can go to your website and find out more information.
Exactly. And just send me a message there.
Okay. Now, finally, Friday tonight, and another great event down on our riverfront.
That's right. Fat Mike and something. Do you know what?
I'm not sure.
He's not fat. He's fat with a PH.
Oh, okay.
So
all right.
I think that means cool. I don't know that I'm cool enough to know that.
But that is a great event. That was something that was started by the Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Was it?
Quite a while ago. They helped this event get underway until it could get on its own. And the girls certainly have done a great job with Finally Friday.
They do. They do a terrific job, and they run it, and they don't need me, which is also fine. Let me promote it. That's fine.
How are things going in downtown with the Music on the Avenue was last night? How was that?
Yep, it's going great, and they still run through the end of August, maybe even into September. I can't remember. But they're doing great. We have Wide River Winery has music on the deck. And this Sunday, I think, is their last one for the summer. So things are kind of starting to wrap up in that world. So go out and enjoy it while you still can.
You know, again, visiting with Lesley Webster, Convention and Visitors Bureau. How are you doing? Are you starting to learn a little bit more on the fly as the job continues to work for you?
I think so. I think so. It's always a learning process, and hopefully you never stop getting new things. But I met a couple ladies today, and one of them introduced herself, and I was able to say, "Oh, you must be related to so and so." And I thought, "Good, I've arrived. I can finally do that."
And do you reach out to other Convention and Visitors Bureau directors and get some ideas from them?
So yes, there's a group. I would say kind of loosely organized. It's pretty well organized. Just everybody is, of course, busy with all of their summer things. But I've been able to connect with people. There was a tourism conference in April that was one of our first in-person things that we were able to do. So I was at that. I am part of the Mississippi River Parkway Commission, so I connect with people in there. As part of Travel Iowa, actually, I'm not sure. It's either Travel Iowa or the Lincoln Highway. One of those. I'm going to the state fair on the 17th to work the Iowa tourism booth for the whole day, and taking my assistant Caleb will be down there all day. So if you're at the fair on the 17th, come by and say hi to us.
Well, that'll be a great experience. Have you ever been to the Iowa State Fair?
Oh, sure. I've been there. I've never, worked at a table there.
Right.
So
okay.
I've done other things like that in smaller venues. So this will be pretty fun, I think.
Okay. Oh, yeah. You're from Central Iowa, aren't you?
Not originally, but I've been in this area for a long time.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
So if people want to find out more about what is going to be taking place in the area, how can they best do that, Leslie?
Well, get on social media, Facebook, Instagram at Visit Clinton, Iowa. Twitter also to a smaller extent. The Facebook is the one that's the big one we post on there. And I would say get on there, check that out. I try to keep just a constant rolling list of what's going on, and you should be able to see all the posts and things like that.
And amazingly, there are a lot of things going on in the area.
There are. Thank you. You too.